Alright, now that we've learned a little bit about how to fill in specific cells in Excel with color in our last project, the numbers project, we're going to actually use Excel and have Excel do some work for us. So, we are going to create a list of patterns, basically times, that increase by 10-minute increments, and we're going to let Excel do the work after we get the pattern established. And what I mean is we're going to click in A6 and we're going to type in 8 o'clock. 8 colon, the colon is a dot dot. It's the key next to the L key on the keyboard, and you have to hold down shift when you push that button. If you don't hold down shift, you don't get dot dot, you get dot comma, which is a totally different thing. So have to hold down shift and then the key next to the L key and then 0 0. Make sure that you put zeros and not the letter O. Alright, we're going to go down to A7 and we're going to put in 8 colon 10. Okay, then we're going to go down to A8 and put in 8 colon 20, and we're going to do one more, 8 colon 30. So we've established a pattern here, and obviously the pattern is every 10 minutes. Now if you wanted to have a schedule for several hours, this would take you quite a bit of time, and there's a fairly high probability that at some point you'd make a boo-boo and then have to go back, especially if it wasn't nice and even, like 10-minute increments. Like if you were going on a 7-minute increment, like 8 o'clock, 8:07, 8:14, 8:21, the probability of making a boo-boo at some place and then messing up everything after that is fairly high. So we're going to let Excel do it for us. Alright, so we've got our pattern in there. We're going to select our pattern, and to do that I'm going to click and hold on 8 o'clock and drag down through the pattern. Okay, so now I'm showing Excel, here is the pattern. Here is the information that you need, Excel, to figure out the pattern and then continue the pattern. So with the pattern selected, you might notice down here in the bottom right hand corner there's a thickening of the border, like a little tiny box. We're going to grab and hold that little tiny box and pull this down. That's called the fill box, and we're going to pull this down. We're going to go all the way down to like row 24, and if we've done it right, it's going to fill in all the rest of that for us. Boom. Okay, so just to show you that again, we selected the pattern. That's the part that everybody forgets to do. They select the pattern and the little fill box, grab it and hold it and pull it down and let go, and it fills in all the rest of it. Okay, now if you forget to select the pattern and you only have one thing selected, 8 o'clock, that's all Excel sees. It only sees what you have selected. So right now it doesn't know that there's 8:10, 8:20, and 8:30. It only sees 8 o'clock. Right now it only sees 8:30. So if you only have 8 o'clock selected and you pull that fill handle down, it's just going to take a shot in the dark guess. 8 o'clock, well maybe she wants, then 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, like that. Okay, because you didn't show it the 10-minute increment pattern. Okay, so you have to actually show it the pattern and then pull it down to apply and fill in the rest of it. Alright, let's go over here to C6 and type in Jan, Feb, Mar. And I'm putting Mar, even though it would just be just as easy to put in the whole word March, because with Excel you have to be consistent in when you're setting up the pattern. So if we went abbreviation, abbreviation, full name, that would confuse Excel. Alright, so we're going to select the pattern. That's what people forget to do. And we're going to pull this down, and we're going to pull it down to row 17. And it's going to fill in all the rest and fill it in with the abbreviations. Okay, now if you forgot to fill in, if you forgot to select the whole pattern, it might still do it right because it knows, okay, Jan, that's a month. So by just coincidence, you could actually do that one right, get the right answer, even though you didn't quite do it right. Okay, so just always remember to fill it, to grab the whole entire pattern before you use the fill. All right, next we're gonna go sun, mun, TUE, Tuesday. Select a pattern, and let's pull that down to about 19, and it fills it in, and it knew to go from Saturday back to Sunday. Okay, now it will also do patterns that are not real widely known, like people normally know after January comes February and after Sunday comes Monday, but they might not know that you take out the trash and you mow the yard and you do the dishes, and then next week you do the same 3 things. If you show Excel the pattern and pull it down, trash, mow, dishes, trash, mow, dishes, trash, mow, dishes, it will repeat any pattern that you tell it to repeat. In fact, this is kind of fun. You can tell it to repeat, you can tell it to repeat colors as well. We'll fill this one with blue, and maybe we do this one with a purple. Now, if you select that pattern and do your fill box, it'll repeat that pattern as well. Okay, so that's kind of cool. All right, one last thing that we need to know. We're going to need to know this for some of our future projects as well. We're going to type in just some random numbers here, and we want to format these numbers into currency being dollars. So technically, if I was going to express $4, I would need a $sign, 4, a decimal point, and 2 zeros. So instead of doing that manually, we can select what we want to change, go to Format, Cells, and it'll be these cells that I have selected. Format the cells, and notice we have number, alignment, font, border, patterns, and protection. Under the Numbers tab, we want to change this to currency, and click OK. It just changed them to currency, and it added $signs, decimal points, and zeros. So it saved us the time of adding $5 , 5 decimal points, and 10 zeros. So it saved us a lot of time. The last instruction on your sheet, and please always read the instructions, it's always a great idea, is type your first and last name in A1, and then click on your circle, which is up here. Mine is actually a file, and click Save As, and save it as your last name and lists. Okay, this is like repeating patterns or repeating lists, so we're going to save it as your last name lists. We're going to save it in your documents. I'm going to save mine right there, and then please also remember to save it on the drop drive.